Elena Rybakina above Iga Swiatek, Coco Gauff 8th, Emma Raducanu in top 20 alternative rankings. Elena Rybakina climbed to 3rd in the WTA rankings after her victory at the 2026 Australian Open, but she is rated as the second-best player in the women's game in an alternative rankings list. The 26-year-old Kazakh has 7,523 points in the WTA rankings, which puts her 455 points behind second-ranked Iga Swiatek and 3,467 points adrift of world number 1 Aryna Sabalenka, while the WTA rankings count points earned in the last 52 weeks. Universal Tennis Rating (UTR) is based on an algorithm that places more weight on recent results and wins against higher-ranked players. The UTR rating system is open to players at all levels of tennis and all players, regardless of age, gender, geography, or skill level, are rated on the same scale between 1.00 and 16.50 based on match results. Only matches within the last 12 months are counted towards the rating, and the algorithm uses the last 30 matches a player competes in, or fewer if they played fewer than 30 in the last 12 months. Sabalenka lost to Rybakina in the Australian Open final, and the Belarusian tops the women's UTR rankings with a rating of 13.24. The four-time major champion started 2026 by winning the Brisbane International, while she was a runner-up at the WTA finals in November and won the US Open in November. Rybakina is narrowly behind Sabalenka with a UTR rating of 13.21. The Kazakh's Australian Open title run was a continuation of her excellent form at the end of last season, when she won the WTA finals in November and the Ningbo Open in October. Swiatek is 3rd on the UTR list with a rating of 12.96, while Jessica Pegula sits 4th, 2 places higher than her WTA ranking, with a rating of 12.94. World number 4 Amanda Anisimova is 5th in the UTR rankings with a 12.92 rating, while Elena Svitolina's 12.89 rating puts her 6th, 3 positions above her WTA ranking. Ekaterina Alexandrova is 7th, while Coco Gauff is 3 places below her WTA position in 8th. Karolina Machova and Zheng Qinwen complete the UTR top 10. World number 25 Emma Raducanu has a UTR rating of 12.57, which puts her 19th each. Fire the New Order, a creative exploration of alternative women's tennis rankings. Fire in the ever-evolving tapestry of women's tennis, statistics, momentum and narrative often blur. Official rankings tell one story, points accumulated over a rolling 52-week cycle, but the tennis zeitgeist yearns for something more, for a snapshot of now rather than last year, for form over legacy, for electrifying presence instead of cautious consistency. In this imagined alternative universe of rankings, inspired by real trending discussions and unofficial systems like UTR and form-based lists, a new hierarchy emerges. Backhand index pointing right Elena Rybakina outranks Iga Swiatek. Backhand index pointing right Coco Gauff sits at number 8. In a reimagined top 10 backhand index pointing right Emma Raducanu shines brightly inside a revived top 20. These rankings aren't just numbers. They are a narrative about momentum, conviction, and the pump your fists moments that make tennis irresistible. Tennis Chapter 1, Elena Rybakina. The unsung sovereign takes the throne. There's a subtle poetry to Rybakina's rise. On paper, she may sit officially behind the sport's perennial stars, but in the hearts of fans and alternative metrics that value recent impact, she's become something close to untouchable. At the 2026 Australian Open, Rybakina delivered one of the tour's most electrifying statements of the season, defeating Iga Swiatek in straight sets, 7-5, 6-1, to advance to the semi-finals and derail the Polish star's bid for a career Grand Slam. This wasn't just a win, it was a seismic shift. It revealed a version of Rybakina who doesn't merely threaten top 10 players but dominates them on the grandest stage. Let's dwell on that. She blunted Swiatek's rhythm with a precision serve, unrelenting depth, and shifting pace. She dictated from the baseline while mixing in slices and angles that frustrated her opponent. Most importantly, she did it with conviction, not luck. In the context of alternative rankings, systems that place heavier weight on recent Grand Slam form and head-to-head momentum, this win isn't a footnote. It's a statement. And that's why, in these alternative rankings, Rybakina sits above Swiatek. the statistics back up the narrative. Rybakina's serve and finishing ability, combined with her fearless shot-making, have translated this season into a resume that grabs attention. It's not just about titles, it's about impact, trophy beyond the numbers. Why Rybakina feels like number one in waiting. What makes Rybakina's ascendancy so compelling is that it's rooted not in luck but in a growing belief, tactical, physical and psychological, that in this alternative hierarchy, points are replaced by sparkles, momentum wins that change conversations, like beating Swiatek in a slam quarterfinal. Fire, consistency, deep runs at meaningful events and minimal drop-off against top foes. Direct hit style and aura. Player with a serve that reshapes points and a temperament that threatens to explode at any moment. This alternative ranking doesn't flinch from real emotions on court, it embraces them. In this formulation, Rybakina represents the new guard, the player who feels closest to rewriting the script that for years has been dominated by bigger names. Crown Chapter 2, Iga Swiatek. The eternal contender, still majestic even as Rybakina towers in alternative pecking orders, Swiatek's legacy remains awe-inspiring. A four-time French Open champion, a former world number one, and a perennial threat at every surface, she's the backbone of modern women's tennis. Yet, tennis is as much about timing as talent. Swiatek has had historic highs, reclaiming world number one in various unofficial rankings and displaying one of the sport's most complete games. But this season, particularly in our alternative view, she's been beaten at pivotal junctures. Against Rybakina, her baseline magic was neutralized. Against the relentless energy of younger guns, her rhythm has occasionally slipped. That doesn't diminish her greatness. In fact, it enhances the story of an elite champion making room for challengers who push her into deeper performance wells. Even here, in this creative ranking system, Swiatek remains a titan, just not the most ascendant star right now. Glowing Star Chapter 3, Coco Gauff. A star steeped in possibility at number 8 at only 21, Coco Gauff remains one of tennis's most compelling figures. Her elastic athleticism, booming forehand and ice-cold grit have turned pressure moments into highlight reels. In alternative rankings, Gauff sits at number 8, not because she has faltered, but because she is balanced by an elite blend of upside and consistency. She's not just a future star, she's a present force. In some UTR-style lists, she even ascended to world number one, after dominating key stretches and maintaining high performance even when titles weren't guaranteed. Coco's value in this reimagined hierarchy is that she brings modernity, a confident pace game, fluid defense-to-attack transitions, and an almost theatrical energy that leaps off the court. Her placement at number 8 illustrates a truth of alternative rankings. Impact is measured by storylines, not just points. Fans see her as someone who, on her day, can topple any giant, and that temperament, in this alternative hierarchy, is weighty. Rainbow Chapter 4, Emma Raducanu. Rising into the top 20, a story of resilience. If Coco exemplifies relentless ascent, Emma Raducanu embodies rediscovery, revitalizing her career and climbing back into relevance with performances that capture hearts as much